I'm Jeff St. Laurent with sellingcoaching.com, and today we're going to learn the top revenue producing activities to get you paid. There are lots of activities we can do as an entrepreneur. It's imperative, however, that no matter what time we have set aside for business hours each day, that we have some dedicated time in there set aside for these revenue producing activities. It's important that you understand not only what they are, but why we do them, because these are activities that lead to you directly getting paid. Each of these I'm going to go over briefly now, but also on some of them I have some elaborated videos because they warranted a lot more time and a lot more information and detail for you to fully understand what and why we do them. I also go through this in my book, Being Fulfilled, in terms of some of them in detail, and then also how to schedule them most effectively. The first revenue producing activity is setting up events. This is the number one activity because it allows us to get in front of people and it allows us to share our message. It doesn't matter if this is in person or over the phone. Either way, you got to get out there and set up events. It's the quickest way, and the best way is because it takes us from get leads to get paid the quickest. It allows us to showcase who we are, our message, and our energy. It allows people to see us and experience that live, whether, like I said, whether it's on the phone or in person. They trust us the quickest, and therefore, as a result of that, you're going to get leads not only for your database, which is an important part, is our business is about building our database, but it's going to get real quality leads that we are most likely going to turn into coaching clients the quickest from events, because people get to see us live and they feel our energy or they hear us live. That's why setting up events is the number one revenue producing activity. And we need to have time in our schedule on a daily basis in order to do this. Make a list of the top companies, the top people that you want to get involved with, and get on the phone with them. It's not email, it's on the phone with them. Use email as a follow-up. Another top revenue producing activity is book more billable hours. At the beginning of every week, at the beginning of every day, I'm looking at my schedule and I have in my mind the number of coaching clients that I want to have on a weekly basis. And whatever that number is, I want to make sure I have that number plus a little bit, because ultimately people will change their schedule, cancel, get sick, whatever the case may be. And I want to at least have a minimum number of coaching clients on a weekly basis. So I got to book more billable hours. So I've got to look at that number. I got to make sure that that's filled in and that it stays filled each and every week. So any gaps, any spots that I want to do, or maybe I finished the previous week a little bit lower because of schedule changes, etc. Maybe it was on my own or from clients. And I want to maintain a certain number for the week or for the month. And I always know where that is in my head or written down on paper, because that's important for our revenue. We want to keep our revenues at a certain level or higher. So I'm looking at those gaps, I'm looking at those numbers, and I'm trying to fill those spots. And I'm on the phone, I'm with email, and I'm following up with people, and I'm finding clients that are either existing clients that maybe I haven't met in a while that need to book a session. Maybe there's a 2 or 3 week gap between some of my clients. Maybe they need to book a session sooner than later. I'm looking to fill those even with maybe complimentary sessions with some leads that I have that maybe just haven't followed through with them yet. But the whole point is I'm on that phone trying to book more billable hours. When I'm with existing clients, maybe some clients, like I work in some businesses, if you do some corporate coaching or they have a leadership team, finding other spots, always digging up new opportunities. Who else can I meet with? Can I meet with this person this week? What about the CEO? What about the sales manager? So I'm looking to fill spots and fill my schedule. That's an active thing that we must do on a daily and weekly basis. Another top revenue producing activity is email marketing. Now this is a fairly big one, so I'm going to elaborate on this even more in my video. Make sure you check it out, how to do effective email marketing. But as a brief snapshot here, email marketing is the lifeblood to our marketing. In our business, the whole objective of our business is to do events, connect with people. When we do that, we add them to our email database. So at a minimum, we want to be sending out at least one email to that group each and every week. And in terms of the contents of the email, I'll go over it more in the video, but it's education-based marketing. It's sharing videos, it's sharing stuff we're writing or recordings on our blog from our websites, driving traffic to our website from our existing database. And it's keeping us in front of these people, and it's marketing us. But it's not only so much doing this email marketing on at least a once a week basis, but it's also what we do on the back end of that. It's following through, seeing who's opening and seeing who's clicking through, and what they're clicking through to allows us to figure out who we should be following up with again, to draw in more potential business. And the last top revenue producing activity is following up with leads. So it's existing clients and the hottest, most newest leads that we follow up with first. And then after that, it would be any of the leads that aren't old per se, but maybe that were still pretty hot leads, even though they're old, that you think that have some pretty good potential, or maybe some older clients following up, finding out kind of where they are, what's going on, etc. The whole point of following up with leads, whether past or present, is to do some of the things we have already talked about. It's to set up events. It's to book more coaching, billable hours. It's to ask for referrals. But the whole point is we're getting up there. Following up is such a huge aspect. And I always find that in our business, you've got to follow up probably a lot longer than you think with people before you actually turn that into business. And that's where a lot of people falter. They'll call someone, or they won't even call people. They'll just email them once, maybe after an event or after a connection, and the person may or may not get back to them, and that's it. You may get back to them maybe one more time, and that's it. But some of these people you've got to follow up with on a long-term basis in order to follow through and turn that into business. That's just another reason why email marketing as a revenue producing activity is so important, is because that's our way of following up with our whole database on a general level through our weekly emails and whatever we're putting out in that respect. So following up is a vital part that's going to produce you revenue. If you notice, revenue producing activities are either marketing activities or following up with those marketing activities with the leads that we got from them to gauge who's interested, who could use our products and services, whether they're raising their hand saying, hey, I'm interested, or whether through conversations, etc., you're seeing that they have a need that could be met through our products and services. And then it's following up on those, so hopefully we can sell our products and services to those people. These activities are vital that we do on a daily basis. So especially if you're part-time, whether it's a 1-hour block you have set aside for your business hours, 3, 6, or 8-hour block, it doesn't matter what it is, you've got to put aside some time each and every day for at least one or more of these revenue producing activities. If you don't do that, it's going to make it near impossible for you to get paid and take that leap from a part-time hobby to a full-time career. So the thing about this is a lot of people, a lot of coaches find these activities challenging because a lot of it means you've got to get in front of people and you've got to speak. You've got to get on the phone. You actually got to call people. It's not about emailing and staying behind your computer. It's about calling these people and creating a conversation, creating a back and forth dialogue where there's energy. You can get a sense and a feel for where that person is in terms of their needs and their timing of those needs, and then broaching that transition to maybe asking them if they've considered working with you or with a coach before. So that's challenging for a lot of us. And through these videos and through what I'm teaching at sellingcoaching.com at the university, my hope is that you become a lot more comfortable with them and create that success that you're looking for. If you're ready to take that leap, selling coaching is the absolute best way to fast track your business from a part-time hobby to a full-time career. Now get out there, get leads, get clients, and get paid.